Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is Travis Semulin Sours, and we are jumping into a non-traditional premiere draft for the new set Strixhaven on MTG Arena. We've opened a pack I like quite a lot. I had a deck with Quintoris, and I liked it a lot. There's also a Lightning Helix here, I hear you. Lightning Helix is quite a card. But I think Quintoris is the payoff for an entire deck's worth of synergy. I don't put every draft on YouTube. I do one a day usually for YouTube. I think I like Quintoris here because I think people don't understand how to draft Lorehold and are passing me the key pieces while taking things that are not nearly as important. And I kind of want to try it again. It feels weird to pass Lightning Helix and take an uncommon. But like this is kind of one of the bigger deals for Lorehold. And that deck we just played was a heck of a lot of fun. I'll get off of it if I have to, but I'm very happy starting with this. All right, we've got Fervent Mastery, which is the big gamble. That one's not actually good. We've got Brainstorm, which whatever. Show of Confidence and Golden Ratio are uncommons, and I don't actually like these. So the cards here that I'm thinking about are Expel if we want to continue on the Lorehold line, or Pest Summoning if Witherbloom is a little more open. This pack is not moving me in any particular direction. I don't particularly care for those uncommons or the rares. It's a bit of a dud. I think I like the Pest Summoning because if Lorehold is open, I can start grabbing Expels and Guiding Voices relatively late. If it's not, I can have myself set up to be well positioned for a Witherbloom deck. These are the two decks that I've seen people at tables so far, and it's very early. This is like my, I don't know, 5th or 6th draft. But I've seen that people are not really understanding Witherbloom or Lorehold yet. Or maybe it's just not cool, so they don't draft the deck. I don't know, but this pack kind of sucks too. This is pretty disappointing for such a high-powered set, because like none of this is amazing. You could play the Pilgrim in Lorehold, it would be okay. I think you actively want one. We could play Campus Guide. That might be the best pick out of this pack, because again, it's just kind of a weak pack. I just haven't seen anything to really move me. And Campus Guide could go in any deck. You're going to need some 2-drops, and sometimes you're like, hey, I'd really like to draw a land. Campus Guide is like, yo dog, I can make that happen. I think I'll go with that just so I have something I can play. Now there's an uncommon that's actually pretty dang good in Silverquill. I feel like it's a little bit of decision time. Because we can take the Laureate and see if Silverquill opens up. We could take the Invocation or the Groff if we wanted to really push the opportunities for Witherbloom or perhaps even Quantrex. But I'm not opposed to give this a go. Okay, and now I think we found our spot. Because I would also, a card that I undervalued initially is Rise of Exodus. You can totally play this. But I think this is what I needed to be like, yo dog, let's play Witherbloom. This is a payoff for life gain. We can find life gain. I was going to be happy to see Hunt for Specimens here. There is also a Combat Professor, which is quite nice and could go in the potential Laureate deck. But I think we're ready to be like, okay, let's try Witherbloom here. And then just as fast, we're going to be like, you know what? Maybe we are still in one of these other pairs. Because Professor of Symbology is way better than 6th pick. If we were in the Silverquill deck, we could even get the Pest Summonings with it. So I ain't quite sure where we're going yet, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. They are passing me some signals that I can do some Lorehold things, and I think I'm interested in it now. Because this is another pretty good uncommon, as well as the Lorehold Apprentice. So I think after all that, and all of my wishy-washiness, I may just be doing exactly what I wanted to do anyway. Because this is great. So is the Spirit Summoning, so is the Apprentice. I literally want all 3 of these cards. But I'm going to go for the big fat uncommon one. All right, so we've got a Tome Shredder, a Stonewise Spirit, and a Blood Age General for our deck, as well as potentially a Cogwork Archivist. I think the Shredder is a little more important. And I'm hoping that we wield those Guiding Voices. I've done some pretty cool things with Shredders and Guiding Voices already. I do need to get some lessons that we can fetch with our Professor and the Guiding Voices I'm hoping to wheel. Sadly, it can't really be this one, as there's not a realistic way for us to cast it. This is the pack where I wanted to wield the Guiding Voice and I didn't. I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to value the Blood Age General or if I'm supposed to value this. Because realistically, if I cut these cards and play the Owl, we're still on to a decent start for Silverquill. How important are lessons? It seems to be really what the format revolves around. I'd still like to have two options here. I need to see what wheels. And a Guiding Voice wheel. That's good news. This is good in both decks. I think we've had one draft today, and it was 5 wins. Because right now I've got combo pieces for Quintoris, as well as like decent stuff going on over here. So like say we open a Silverquill rare, perhaps we go for that. I do need to kind of up my game on the removal for the next pack. What's up, Andy? Yes, I did get some sleep. So start from scratch is not a terrible thing to have in the size board, but I think Star Pupil is actually quite good in Silverquill. And I could play it here, I just really wouldn't want to. But maybe we're leaning a little more Silverquill, and then there's this. I honestly am not convinced that Lorehold is particularly interested in this, although it can help you close out a game. The Archivist might be more important there. I think I'm still going to take it and see where this takes us, but I'm interested. I enjoyed the tournament very much. This is about the max amount of 5s I would want to play. We could do Mardu stuff. The problem is, like, none of this is really worth splashing. Is there a reason you get a Harry Potter vibe from this set? It was designed off of Harry Potter. It's Wizard School. I think I won 3 rounds and lost 2, or maybe 4 and lost 2. It was double elimination. It just went on forever and ever and ever. It was a lot of rounds. It was a good time though. It's like if you got a Viking vibe from Kaldheim and a Godzilla vibe from Ikoria, they're doing it right. Combat Professor would be nice in both of these decks. Yeah, so right now we're just playing white cards. I don't know which ones yet. Maybe we get 500 of these and we'll do it. Twin Scroll Shaman is quite nice with Guiding Voice. If I get enough of these, we've got something going on here, but I'm looking for this pack to give me a bit of direction. So I'm not sure about this yet. It does leave me open, which I dig, but I kind of want this Inkling Summons. Because that would give me a summons I could play in Lorehold and like 2 summons I could play in Silverquill. So I think I want this summons more. I'd really like to have a little bit more direction. There's a possibility I would want Enthusiastic Study too, but I think I need to pick up the summon there. All right. So I see cards here, but the question is, like, which ones are actually good? I could play the Stonebound Spirit in either one. It would be a little better in Lorehold, but certainly playable in Silverquill. I don't think I need Thrilling Discovery. Is Dark Ritual playable in Limited? No, it is not. Devouring Tendrils is the best card. I think it's probably too late for us to be considering the Witherbloom plan. I was excited about it. We got one of the uncommons, but it didn't go anywhere. I think we're playing white. The question is, what are we pairing it with? So I think that makes the Spirit the pick here, but I really need some indication. And I think we're starting to see it here. Because I like Umbral Juke. I could probably wheel some number of these cards. So what does our Silver Quill plan start to look like? It looks like it doesn't have enough removal. I hear that. That would make Umbral Juke interesting. I like pest summonings too. But we're going to need to stock up on removal for this. So I think this is where we commit to Silver Quill. And we could still conceivably play the Trudge in here. Like, it's possible that we could gain some life. So there's a Silver Quill Apprentice. I like that. There's a possibility we wheel this Elocution, which I think we would play. So I think we're starting to get there. Reflective Golem is pretty interesting with Guiding Voice. And I would very much like to have it. But I think I might prefer the Apprentice. Because right now our plan is like Air Force. It is Black White Skies is kind of the direction for this deck. I probably wouldn't need the Campus Guide here. I don't have a great way to be putting counters on this, but I could probably main deck this and be relatively happy with it. Yeah, I think this might actually be quite good here. There's a Rip Apart as well, but I think the Lorehold ship is sailed unless I get something incredibly late. This pack is not as exciting. It's got green stuff. It doesn't have stuff for us. I'm not interested in Cram Session, but I could play Professor's Warning. This is mostly Snakeskin Veil. All right, there's another Shield Mage for us. I don't really want to be jamming a bunch of 5-drops, but they can close a game. It looks like green was more open this direction. We're going to be on the wheels here in a minute. I'd like one solid removal spell. Thank you, Houdini. We've got another medium combat trick. I've only got one learn card so far, which is the Professor of Symbology. I would very much like more. Because I don't think I need medium combat trick. I think I need expanded anatomy in the size board. That could do some work for us, but I need a few more learn cards. Did some content creators say that Professor of Symbology is bad? Because that would explain a lot of what's happening here. I don't think I need Defiant Strike. I suppose I could still take it. Is there any world where I'm playing a Letter of Acceptance? I hope not. So this would lead towards us being able to splash, I guess. What would we splash? Like a Dust Speaker? It's not even that good. I suppose we still take it. But I don't think I'm getting the very aggressive deck together that I wanted. Infuriate I could play. It's a 1-mana combat trick. Huh. I guess Prismari was the way this way? Because I don't want any of this. Guess I should still take the white card if we... But there's some possibility I'd jump ship and just play Silver Quill. Yes, I'm going to splash the Infuriate. I'm thinking we might be needing to move into Lorehold, realistically. Because I'm just, like, not getting any of the pieces I would need for this. It's like, why are we playing black? I could sort of splash these in the top end. Because, like, what are our good black cards? The Laureate, the Silver Quill, the Juke, and the Professor's Warning. And like, we didn't even wield the exhilarating elocution. Like, if we're going to put a deck together, it may need to be red-white. And I may need to take this heated debate. I'm not in love with this plan, but I think this may have to be what I do. If they don't pass me like some amazing Silver Quill cards right now, I may be looking at something that's closer to this. Yeah, we need removal, but there's also another combat professor. So I wonder if we're just going like an aggressive build of this. This doesn't look great. I could probably make it work though. Ooh, okay, so what are we actually taking? Probably another combat professor? No, I need removal. I don't have removal. We're taking Divine Gambit. So I want to take that. I can't take that. I want to find learn cards. I don't have the option to take learn cards. Do I just take a medium 2-drop, or do I take a Prismari command and be like, okay, we'll splash that instead? How are we splashing it? We would do it with a letter of acceptance and a campus guide? I mean, seems good to me. Let's talk. And then there was another Silver Quill, except Herpaderp. That's okay. I'm going to take Enthusiastic Study, and I'm going to try to kill people with it on a Twin Scroll Shaman. Yeah, I grabbed an Archway as well. So we've got options and a lot of stuff we could do here, but I need more learn cards and don't have them. Because if I'm going to play the Letter of Acceptance and the Archway, there's a world where I could actually cast some of my other summons. This has been a very difficult draft for me. Lorehold Campus would be nice as a one-of, at very least. When you go back and forth more than once, something went wrong. Okay. What signals have you seen, Nobody, that I should have gotten into? Because how many spirits do we have? Do I have enough for that to actually be a plan? I don't quite think so. Yeah, we have 3. It's playable, but not something I'm terribly excited about. Because I'm starting to wonder about what's the likelihood that we can get value out of 2 Stonerise spirits. I think it's possible. Team Pennant. I don't think we're going to be able to do much with that. We probably just grab a Pillar Drop Warden then. This is a weird deck, but we can play it. Environmental Sciences. I don't really have enough learn for me to be playing that. I'm a little concerned about our creature count here, but I could always play the Relic Sloth and one of these Owlin Shield Mages if we need to. I think I want the Thrill. All right, there's another summoning that we could get. The problem is I have 2 learn spells. That's it. That's all I got. I'm still not quite sure how I'm supposed to kill somebody with this deck. It's not like that, for sure. I'll just take a random 2. We're going to have to build something very interesting here, and I'm going to be playing cards I don't usually like. First day of class would give me another learn, but I don't even have that much to get. I'm just going to try to have good mana in this, and I'm going to be a little greedy with our splash. Okay. Sold. That's how we're finishing a game. I guess I was just supposed to be Prismari, was the answer. All right, let's get in here and think some. because I need some thinking. I've got 2 spirits that work with Quintoris. I've got the Pillar Drop Warden that works with Quintoris. I need to decide if he's worth playing. The Historian works with Quintoris. That's about it. I do have some number of spirits, which are interesting. The lessons we have to get are the summons. We have 2 summons and the Expanded Anatomy. Expanded Anatomy could be good. I'm thinking I probably need a Relic Sloth to finish a game, and that I might even want to splash for this Shield Mage, which is going to make the mana just look like a complete mess here. I've got more learn cards than I do lessons, which makes me concerned. Because like the idea of comboing somebody out with a Twin Skull Shaman and Enthusiastic Study is a bit much. I don't think I need this to finish a game, and that just makes the mana better. Creature count's a little high, and Fuming Effigy is just a borderline Minotaur here. So I think this makes the creature count look good. I probably don't need Thrill of Possibility. And I don't think I need, well, I need the Guiding Voice. The question, do I need the Infuriate? And I think I do. Maybe we're looking at something like this. Because if I'm going to play these Twin Scroll Shamans, I need the support for them. I could also consider cutting one of the spirits or just cutting Quintoris and be like, maybe value isn't what I need. I don't know. I like that he pumps these little dudes. I'm going to trim the Relic Sloth. I don't think that's what I'm looking to do. And then we need to build a mana base for this. What a draft. If this can happen every once in a while in this format, I think I'm going to like it. So we would want at least 1 island so that the campus guide can find it. And then this gives me 3/4 blue sources, which is absolutely fine for the Serpent and the Command. That's plenty. 4 mana, 4 or 5 mana drops may be a bit much. I mean, maybe, but I also think this format seems a bit slow to me. Yeah, I think Quintoris is depending a bit on the draws, but I also think that like this is a level of value we can appreciate here. Maybe I'm overvaluing Quintoris. We'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that would leave me room for 7, 8, 9 red. I think I'd rather have access to the double white sooner. Because this gives me 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, this looks fine. But I'm a bit totally lost here. All right, let's do our Stream Raiders battle and then see if we've got something here. It's okay, Emperor. It's okay. I think Quintoris is justifiable here, but it may also just be a pet card for me. Early in a format, you can get a card and do well with it, which we did in our last draft with Quintoris, and that may make you overvalue it in future drafts. That's something that's going to happen to everybody that drafts. I think Lorehold Excavation is similar to spider spawning in Innistrad, where people looked at spider spawning initially and thought this is stupid, and then 6 weeks later, everybody was first picking it. Techno Shaman with the kills, Adam with the assists, rewards for Simwife, my favorite person, Luca and Abator Ave. All right, we'll go for that green chest. I've only got 2 barbarians. I should get more barbarians. Well, some people can't read. I like it. Campbell, I'm glad you're here. But my wife is my favorite person. You did have one of my favorite images posted to Twitter, and it came up incredibly useful. That was some good copy pasta. Was that actually a bag of pasta that you had, or just a picture that you found somewhere? Because if you just have that sitting in your kitchen, I was going to be like, I already think you're pretty cool. All right, let's see what my deck can do. I think this deck does want to be on the play. I think it would like to have more than 2 lands. I'm incredibly nervous about mulliganing with this deck because we could get way worse than this. But this doesn't do it. I mean, it has the combo. I mean, we need 1 land. I think we keep it. I think you're cool too, Skullinate. If you're watching the stream, you're obviously cool. So we're just going to draw 1 more land, and it's going to be fine. This is where we draw that land, right now. Right now. Cool! Look at that. Just like we planned it. I didn't play it to block with it. This makes me believe they have a way to kill it, which makes me a little less interested in using a combat trick here. But we'll see what they're up to. Okay, they're just going to toss it for a little bit. That's fine. He'll be back. We can you want to slow play? We can slow play. I'm down to slow play. Here you go. I can grind if you want to. What are we playing Quidditch over here? This would shuffle Home Slice away, which I don't really want to do just yet. I suppose this is fine. I do want the land, but I think I'd like to have the Twin Scroll Shaman. Yeah, the college sleeves were busted, which is why I'm not representing. But I am being a relevant elephant. He's a big boy. Low and steady. I'm just confused as why they're playing these pennants and not equipping them, but do what you got to do. Okay. They apparently hate Twin Scrolls shamans. Do I want a defensive combat trick here? Because I kind of do. Because I could just eat this Vortex Runner, which is going to be a problem eventually. I think I'm kind of down with that. Let me make sure this does what I want. Yeah, that does what I want. +3, +2. Frost Trickster seems pretty good. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. This is what I want to do. That was almost a terrible mistake. I think I like Inkling's Summoning better than Expanded Anatomy currently. Because, like, our plan is Air Force right now. Not dealing with that rare. It is annoying. And I don't like it. This is 4, right? Yeah, so we can't get any more Air Force right this second, but soon. I could pop this to get another Inkling Summonings token, but I feel like I'll probably want the Heated Debate at some point. I could also just get the combat trick and see if they do anything about it. If I were to just get the Inkling Summonings this turn, next turn I could activate this with the Campus Guide and hit for 2, 4, 6. Have them at 4 with multiple flyers in hand. I feel like that's a pretty good run. I mean, Heated Debate, Enthusiastic Study damn near kills them, right? It doesn't feel quite as safe. Because if they have a removal spell in response, they get me. But I think I like the summonings here. Well, I suppose this is less safe, but it is what it is. Okay. Well then, how about that? So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. If I play the Anatomy, I can't go in the air, but I can cast another Inkling Summonings. I think I feel pretty comfortable with this. They don't have anything. Go figure. I was trying to figure what they could have that I need to play around, and the answer was nothing. I think Vortex Runner's acceptable in any blue deck. It's obviously better in one where you're ramping. Maybe it needs to be there because the 2-3 stats seem a bit underwhelming these days. Oh, Letter of Acceptance makes this keepable. Yeah, the avatars are available through the Battle Pass this time, which is pretty neat. I obviously like Quintoris a bit. So like I said, it's possible I'm overvaluing the card. I think so too, because I was basically always buying the Battle Passes. What's up, Thin Air? And this is like making me feel smarter about it, you know? 3 planes, a source of any color in red creatures. I don't think I need to Divine Gambit that. It's playable without it. It's obviously better with it. It's a really awkward time to hit Archway Commons. It's like an incredibly awkward time to hit Archway Commons. Last turn it would have been absurd. This turn it's just garbage. I might just be dead here. I've seen good Prismari decks so far that didn't have Mizzix's Mastery. Oh, this is really rough. This thing is really hurting me. All right, I'm going to be, I think, better off with more mana next turn and just seeing if we can trade these. Because I anticipate this dying, but maybe I can hold the ground with something else. Yeah, I think generally speaking, that's what you'd want to do. All right, so can we double spell here? I could play Pillar Drop Warden and Divine Gambit and gamble that they don't have something great in hand, and I think I'm pretty comfortable with that. All right, it looks like the ground is now officially held. This is good news. I don't think they're incredibly likely to block it, but that's okay. We'll take it. I really do need this in play this turn, so I think we just take the land and go, because I need the blocker. Sucks to lose the Prismari command. Yeah, that was my thing about the learn cards, is you can always rummage through your lands if you need to. That's well, that's a problem. That's a real problem. Because I don't like being at 3. So I'm going to have to use a defensive enthusiastic study. Which would work. There's some cases, Worm, where you can't do that. Yesterday in a tournament, I knew that I had to hit exactly a Wrath that was in my deck. And if I'd scryed pre-draw, I wouldn't be able to get it. Heated Debate works, because I can take out one and still be ready for the other one. So, like, I think we just do this before they draw a spell. There's a few cases, but I'd agree it's not a lot. This will take a while, but I think we can win this currently. I mean, probably just a mage school, right? It kind of looks like a library. I think all of my draft decks have been named Oops. Right now, I'm not ready to cash this in yet. We may be, we're just not yet. The Combat Professor would still let me leave up study. It doesn't enable any attacks. Unless I wanted to attack with that, and right now I don't. I might next turn. Yeah, I feel like they could be scrying upkeep if they're going to do this. Alright, whatever they got, they like it. Which means we need to be a little bit worried. Alright, so we're sagging something here. And it can probably be the Spirit. And they're going to get back. Well, the flying may be too valuable. I may need to just kill the Wormhole Serpent. But I've got another Spirit. Yeah. I don't mind the Spirit beating it here. I think Pillar Drop Warden's pretty good. This is going to take a while. But slowly and gently, we will get there. Feels weird to be sitting on defensive enthusiastic studies, but here we are. They're getting rid of my dude. Okay, not thrilled about it, but it is what it is. I have not yet, Wizard, done that. They're just going to kill my 2 flyers and then kill me. This is bad news. I really need this Inkling summoning then. I could get the Pest summoning and cast it, but maybe we'll do that later. We can probably crack that for a card into turn sort of deal. I think I'd rather just draw a card. Well, I can't cast the Pest summonings if I do that, so maybe the Scry is almost as good. I don't need that. I shouldn't have played the land first either. I'm bad. Don't judge me. All right, I feel like we're sort of grinding in now. Yeah, I think the learn cards are more important because the lessons are more flexible. You can play them in any deck. So once you figure out what color you are, I think you want the learn cards way more than the lessons. Oh, crap. I'm dead. I don't want to be dead. Why am I dead? It probably was, and I wasn't paying attention. Dang it, Bobby. Oh, Carp. It's like, we just win this game and slowly grind it out. It'll be fine. And I can sit and chit-chat about learning lessons. But in the end, it was actually me that learned a lesson. Which is, once you've turned the corner, frickin' slam the door shut. Because I didn't. All right, I'm going to grab a soda, and we're going to, like, try to play better. That is the second embarrassing play that has hit me today, and I don't care for it. I don't care for it at all. Because I didn't bother to do the math. I was just like, their life total's too high. Who cares? We'll grind it out slowly. It's fine. It's not fine. Once you've turned the corner against an aggro deck, you have to kill them. And I didn't kill them. I'm thinking about expanded anatomy, given that I have a Twin Scroll Shaman. But I suppose if the Twin Scroll Shaman works, I'll get to enthusiastic study on it, and then I can get it. It is, we got to get used to them, but I will eventually get there. What's up, Isaiah? Am I crushing them? Not yet. I think I'm drafting well and playing poorly. Any chance I just want to, like, what is that, 4-8 them here? I don't think so. Next turn I can do this and cast the Inkling Summonings. I could also just cast the Inkling Summonings now, but I don't see why not having this out is bad. Oh yeah, I should move that up a little bit. I had it moved down for the thing yesterday. Good deck, mediocre pilot. That has been my experience so far. I'm afraid we must defend the campus. This still has a fine attack. You got a removal spell? Dang it. I didn't actually want them to have one. I was hoping the answer would be no, but then it was yes. This seems like a fair trade if they'll take it. They probably won't. Not with them gaining life every turn. That's tough. We could still do something with our little flying spirit duders. Do I want to double block that? I don't think I want to. Well, maybe I do. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to take 7. I don't mind chump blocking here. Because we're kind of on a race to find one of our 2 spirits. That isn't it, but we can go fish. That also isn't it. But these are spirits, so if I can get an attack with them, we could sort of do something. Wait a minute, those aren't spirits, they're dwarf shamans. Oh, crap. Okay, maybe I underrated the Kronk Wrangler too. Because I am gonna have some trouble closing out this game. Alright. Maybe you guys were right, and Quintoris would have just been better as a Relic Sloth. Because I think I'd prefer a Relic Sloth right now. If I'm looking for my spirits to close out this game, I could scry and play one, but I couldn't activate it. It's a lot of damage. God, I think they got me. I don't want to have a pair of 1-3s to put up on YouTube. Chat, help me. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I also don't think I can scry here. Because if I'm going to have any chance of winning this game, I need to top deck that spirit right now. This is not the spirit. This game is functionally over. What does Verdant Mastery do, Andy? I don't recognize the card name. I believe that was just a ramp card. Yeah, that card's fine. Don't play it at 4 mana. Yeah, that card's fine. It ramps you by 2 and then for 1. You're still up with it. I don't think I actually have a line here. I also don't think I can realistically survive another hit. Well, I might be able to survive another hit. I just don't know how I would kill them on the following turn when they're functionally at 12. Verdant Mastery is primarily playable in 5-color decks or Quandrix decks. I think I'm still going to die, because I don't think I have any draws that'll get me out of this. I saw someone very good at draft leave Tezzeret's Gambit in their sideboard. Am I confused about something? Yes, you are confused about who's very good at draft. I still don't think there's anything that I can scry to and still activate that does anything here. We're just dead next turn. It's certainly not that. Ouch. All right, let's recover, do our Stream Raiders battle, and see if we can get some wins, because I sure would like some wins. I'm that skilled. Apparently, I'll take it. But to answer your question seriously, Michael, there are cards that I haven't played in some formats that I don't recognize are good, right? And there's some cards that I'm playing right now that may not be great. Like, I think I'm forcing the Quintoris thing a little bit and probably overvaluing the card. So, like, you can be very good at draft and still misevaluate a card. Adam with the kills, Serica with the assists, rewards for Scar and Tree Kitty. And like I still think I'm great at draft, but I make boneheaded plays all the time. I think we could be at least 2-1 now instead of at 1-2. Well, the draft we did just previous to this one was great with Lorehold. It got 5 wins, and one of the losses was me just being an idiot. But I think Quint needs a lot of Lorehold support rather than just you put it in a red-white deck and it's good. Yeah, what Zerjan said. Like, this deck has like 4 cards that interact with him, maybe 5. The other one, damn near the whole deck interacted with him. Which was better? Yeah, you can still do well in that style of deck without the card, which is why I think it's a good build around. If there's enough synergy pieces that you can build around a card and the synergy pieces work without drawing that card, you've got something. As long as you can attack. It's not very good if you need to block. But yeah, it's pretty good. A lot of the rares in this set are incredibly powerful. All right, so this is slow but keepable. Andy, I hate to pummel this with you, but there's a free article on Face-to-Face Games right now, walking through all these different sets. You could use it. Don't want to belabor the point, but I'm just saying. I do not think any specific decks are dependent upon them. I'm trying to decide if I want to kill that or not. Because they could cast a 5-mana spell next turn. I feel like this is sort of bolting the bird. So I think I want to bolt the bird. Right. But I talk about individual cards that are powerful in each of the color pairs. Like if you're looking at LSV's ratings, I don't think they're for sealed. Fine, I'll take a turn off. I don't think I want to Divine Gambit it. Let's see what they can do with this. 1, 2, 3. Now, the question is, I don't know if it's good, but I've seen a lot of decks that were splashing for something. Man, missing on those 2 drops is hurting me, or the missing a land drop is hurting me a bit here. Because I'd really like to be able to play 2 spells in a turn, and I currently can't unless I'm willing to Divine Gambit. Because if I play this and they remove it, it's just terrible for me. I suppose I could Gambit this and see if they've got anything better. This color pair usually doesn't. Their big stuff should be spells. But I don't think I'm just losing to this right now. Like, the idea of being able to use the Enthusiastic Study next turn is pretty tempting. I haven't seen a good deck like that. I don't know if you can get the fixing to make the wedges work properly. I had suspected that you could. I just haven't seen anybody do it yet, at least in draft. At least we get it off the board. This is not what I wanted to do with this, but I do have a plan. What size t-shirt do I wear? Large. I'm a big boy. Well, there you go. All right, so my YouTube drafts so far are a pair of 1-3s. I have had some good drafts. They just haven't been one that I've managed to record yet. I'll see what I can do for you next time, YouTube. Until then, if you would like to learn how to get a 1-3 in Strixhaven Draft, I would suggest that you check out the stream at twitch.tv/Semulin. Chat, say goodbye to YouTube. And YouTube, thanks for watching.